however. The real news is this.
It's coming. A game unlike anything you've ever seen. Prepare yourself for Cube.
It's Cube! Sorry, it's Cube. The Steam. I suppose, and I should supposedly talk about the Steam frame and Steam machine. It's Cube, everyone. I'm not going to go through the stats and everything. You can look that up. You can watch videos of people playing it for the first time and seeing, making their own mind of it and stuff like that. Whatever. Yada, yada, yada. Who cares? Plenty of people have done, like, shocker of all shockers when people said, you know, oh, a bunch of people flew out to fucking Seattle and we didn't hear anything about it. No shit. It was people. It was the exact people who all launched their videos today as soon as the embargo lifted and Valve announced all of these things officially. 3 different things: controller, machine, and frame. The controller looks good, but the more interesting things are the Steam machine and the Steam frame. So it is a little 6-inch cube, smaller than a banana, that you can play games on. Just plug and play and download and or stream stuff. It's great. I mean, that's kind of something that I feel like is appealing to a lot of people. It's appealing to me, and I own a PC. Because I could just plug it into my TV and play Steam games. I could plug it anywhere. I could take it with me. I cannot. My PC is fucking massive. You don't know how big. I didn't realize how big the case for my PC is, but it is fucking huge, and it's fine because I get to expand and upgrade it. I think it even allows for water cooling if I want to, and maybe one day I will, because I'm assuming I'm going to keep the same case that I currently have.
In development for over a decade.
It has been. But no, it is an exciting prospect. It'll appeal to a lot of people, hopefully. Again, Xbox, done. They've been done for a while. But if this can appeal to people, like, for example, the real test is if it's... My dad's a tech guy, but he's not, like, the biggest gamer. If it appeals to someone like my dad, he might pick one up. I'd be like, great. You should. Steam games are so cheap. They're so cool. Cool. They're so cool. Yeah, I love Steam games. Just spit everywhere. Yeah, with the GameCube, you know. No, it's exciting. It's prospectively exciting, and it's very fun, and it's very cool. And it seems like it's going to work well. And the developers talk about, oh, we're optimizing things, we're making it easy, we're trying to make things run well, even with limited hardware. And the thing that's appealing to me is that they're seemingly targeting a specific, cheaper, slightly cheaper demographic. Seemingly. Well, we have to see, of course, but the thing is, they have not released a price. Did they just drop a fish? Sorry, I was looking at this background. They have not announced the price for it yet, but based on the actual hardware, it's not a real fish. That fish is fake. That's a fake fish. That's a fucking fake fish. It seems like it's probably like not going to be like high class, super expensive. It's going to be more accessible, which is going to make it more appealing for a lot more people, even me. Wow, website broke. Good on you, Steam. So that seems good. Even I think I have an appeal for it. There's even a part of me even feels like, you know what? Maybe I just have like, you know, you can do like dual streaming where you have a stream 2 PCs and one PC plays the game, the other game does the streaming. I could do that with this very easily. And then just like, if you know, pay fucking out of the box, set it up, plug and play. Make it especially if I'm going to do something like streaming VR, which this can allow you to do with their very new headset, the Steam Frame. Steam Frame? Yeah, the Steam Frame. This is kind of the thing I'm a little bit more excited about than the machine itself, but I'm excited for both. They're both appealing to me, and again, the biggest thing for it is how expensive are they going to be. And that's the trick. It's the trick of the dick, the trick of the lick, the trick of the... Never mind. It seems appealing. You know what? While I'm waiting, let me just put this music back on because... Why not? Background music. Yeah. So first of all, one of the things is, first of all, this is not a fucking AR headset. They don't give a shit. They didn't want AR. They don't need AR. They're like, they don't have color cameras. No, they don't want pass-through. They don't give a shit. They're not focusing in AR. And I'm fine with that. A lot of people are like, oh, what a disappointment. It's like, I don't give a shit. I didn't want to use this. I'm not buying this for AR. I'm buying this so I can play fucking video games. The AR stuff is cool. I'm not gonna pretend it isn't. I have, my current headset has AR, and it's neat to walk around and stuff. But it's not something where I end up walking around my house using it, or reading books with my headset on. You know what I mean? Unless it's really good, and those ones are really expensive. Like if you want to get a fucking Apple Vision Pro and fucking throw your wallet in an incinerator. I don't need it. And AR is like fine. I'm never gonna use it outside. I'm gonna use it in my house, and I'm just gonna instead I'm just gonna use my phone. Just watch it on TV. I got a TV, not bother. So fuck AR, whatever. They're not doing it. Who cares? It's very small and very lightweight, which is nice. The headset. That's very appealing. And of course, they've talked streaming first. Here's the one thing. If you've not tried, again, I use streaming right now with my current headset, and it's great. It's not always perfect. It's great, though. When you don't have to have a fucking cord that, can get unplugged, or it's finicky, and then you fuck it up, and then especially if it's not Valve-centric, like the headsets I've always used are. So currently, I only stream VR with streaming. Streaming to my PC. And I can just, walk around, and there's nothing blocking me, and it's really, really awesome. So there, basically, people who try to have said, yeah, there's no latency. It feels native. It feels like you're running it wired. Completely, utterly. They've got this new thing that's dedicated just for streaming. And then, this is particularly neat. If you've ever heard of foveated rendering, it's a technique that uses eye cameras, which, by the way, this thing has eye cameras. Cameras to point your eyes and know which way you're looking. Foveated rendering basically means they don't render the parts in high resolution if you're not looking at it. Which is, to be honest, that's basically how your eyes work in real life. Your eyes focus on a very specific point, and you have a rough idea of what's around the parts you're looking at, but in real life, you don't really know until you move. It's a very neat technique. This is foveated streaming, which is specifically, they're basically saying, we're not going to bother to send things to your headset wirelessly unless you're looking at it, which is very smart. It's like, fucking, yeah, no wonder it has almost no latency. It's a very cool technique, and it's on by default by everything, so it'll just, things will look better and they'll run better, and you won't have to have any wires. It's a very neat thing. Because for me, that's the biggest thing. No wires. Make it easily accessible, easily runnable. Put it on. Don't stress about getting it connected. Foveated rendering is a neat technique. And again, it's only allowed because they have cameras looking at your eyes. There's a lot of amazing advancements that have been happening. If people haven't been keeping up. But it's smart. It's very smart, and it does allow for, very almost no latency. There's always going to be some latency because it's inherent in existence, but it's negligible latency. Pancake lenses, and there's tons of interviews by the actual everyone sat with them. They went to Seattle. It's like, so what did you choose? And they're explaining, oh, we did this for whatever. Smart people having conversations with people who aren't as smart, but make a YouTube video, and that's enough. So pancake lenses are great. They're using LCDs instead of OLED, which some people are disappointed at, but they also have specific reasons for that, which I think some people are ignoring. OLEDs aren't very bright, and when you have pancake lenses, you need a lot of bright lights. And there's a balance, and some things have OLED and this, but also they're more expensive, and you're talking about cost versus usage versus brightness versus a lot of things. LCD's probably fine, especially with the very nice lenses. We'll have to see, but everyone says it looks fine. So I think it's probably fine. Good audio, for audio is great. But it's already fine in most things. Yeah. The other weird thing is, and this is actually a plus against my current headset, is you can play this in the fucking dark. The other ones rely a lot more, ironically, because they have monochrome cameras and not light cameras or colored cameras. It's actually better with low light environments, and then they have infrared LEDs to make it so that you can play this. I think they said you could even play this in pitch darkness. You can't do that with the current Quest. It'll just don't know what it's looking at. You have to have all the lights on. Which is interesting. That'll make it more responsive in different environmental setups. Obviously, controllers, they look big, actually. Sorry, just comparing, I guess, small hand of the lady hands, delicate fingers, but they look kind of big. Yes, every single, headset manufacturer, they all have the same controllers. They all look like that. Everyone's decided that's the peak, and they're comfy. They feel good. Very, very different from Steam's previous controllers. VR controllers, rather. But 2 sticks, full buttons. It's basically a full controller, split in half. They're fucking Joy-Cons, right? You've got A, B, X, Y, and a stick, and a start button, and 2 triggers on the right, and something similar on the left. So, and they did that for a reason. because again, there's multiple features in the system that aren't there. But yeah, it's a full controller, it's a full-ass controller, 2 sticks, buttons, D-pad, analog triggers. And people were like, "Oh, what happened to the Index?" Yeah, let me show you for reference an Index controller. For reference, it was these, which had these weird like knuckle grips. They don't have that anymore, obviously. Can you go back? Can I pause? Yeah, just pause. However, people were like, "Oh, does that mean they got rid of the thing where you can move your fingers and it knows which fingers you're moving, so you can give the middle finger in Half-Life Alyx?" It's like, no. Actually, they still have they have apparently a little ring of LEDs around the base that allow you to they still have like the finger tracking when you're using it, which is nice. So it's not like they've lost any things. Here we go. Capacitive finger tracking. Which is nice. That is good, because you could originally with the the knuckle controller looks stupid, but you could do like individual finger movement and things of that nature. But that apparently, even without the weird knuckle bar, it still works. And I believe they actually sell some attachments where you can like put a strap on. But yeah, one of the things which I haven't mentioned yet, should be obvious, is one of the bigger things with this is, aside from VR, it lets you play any game in VR. In just a big old screen. A strap-on. You strap it on, strap it in, let me begin. Insertion is not a sin. But no, you can like just play any Steam game. Which seems fun. I don't know, I haven't tried. I don't know if that would be my default way of playing games, to be honest. So I don't quite know how I actually feel about that, if that's actually something I'd use. But apparently it's flawless, and it looks really nice from people who've tried it, and it's like, yeah, this just looks like I'm playing a game on TV, but in VR, and you can move it around. You can play Jerkmate Ranked, you can play anything ranked. The one fun fact, by the way, all this stuff, because they announced the Steam Machine and Steam Frame, and of course they already have the Steam Deck, all of those have SD card slots. Micro SD card slots, rather. And apparently, you can hot swap any of the SD cards from one system to the other one, and any games you have will just work on the other one. Which is quite cool. So if you have a bunch of games downloaded on your Steam machine, and I guess you go on a business trip, and you could just take the SD card out of the machine, put it in your Steam Frame, and take it with you, and then you can play all the same games on the Steam Frame instead. On the plane or whatever, or something like that. If you're not too embarrassed to play a fucking VR headset on a plane. Although I guess this would be a good use case. If you're just playing games and not like doing this next to the guy next to you trying to drink his free soda water. I'd have to try it. Seems interesting. And yes, the other thing to mention, it's not just streaming from your PC, it is also standalone. You can play VR games and non-VR games. It's standalone. It's like a Quest, which is great. If you've never used it before, standalone PC, standalone anything is really, really fun. And for me, the biggest win for this, despite the fact that it's obviously a good quality headset, is that I don't have to fucking use like a second layer of, I have the MetaQuest Facebook UI, and then I go to Steam, and there's like a disconnect there, and it causes some extra processing power, because I have to have like that UI loaded, then the Steam UI loaded, and then the Steam game, and I have to have a fucking MetaQuest account. It's like, I don't want any of that shit. Just let me connect to Steam natively and easily. This is gonna work with Steam. And that's what I want. I don't want to have to fucking like mess with the fucking Facebook. I don't want it. And it's like, so this should hopefully just work nice, work better. You don't have to fuck around. The hope, I guess, is that you just pick it up, it's connected, kind of a thing. And if that's true, it's going to make VR streaming, not just VR playing, but VR streaming for me, so much easier if that's going to be the case. Here's the thing, though, I don't know if I'm going to get it. It really depends on the price. It seems like they're targeting for a mid-budget. If it's not, then I don't know if it's worth the price for me. Proximity, iCam, micro SD, face gasket, whatever. Apparently there's even like expansion slots and shit like that. It seems good. It seems very quality. Some people were hoping for a higher-end VR experience. That's not what this is. This is not like the Index was $1,200, $1,200 when it launched, right? That is a lot of fucking money. This, I don't think will be that expensive. I think they've already said, they have not said any prices, but they've said it's going to be cheaper than the Index, which is great. Fantastic. Because I didn't drop anything. I didn't drop that money for the Index, certainly. I'm not going to drop it for this. Especially since there are higher-end VR headsets nowadays that are better than this. They are. Within reason. They're also bigger. They're also bulkier. They don't have some of the features this does. But in just general sense, there are more powerful headsets that are also way more expensive, presumably. So if they say, oh, it's going to be, you know, X amount of money, it might be too much. But I don't think they are. They seem to be targeting a cheaper price point, which I think is a great idea because Steam has a lot of users, but not as many play VR. And if they make it easy and accessible and cheaper, a lot of people might dive in. So we'll have to see. But personally, I'm excited. I wouldn't have minded if it was a little more powerful, but if it ends up being cheaper, then it would mean more likely I'm going to get it. And it'll allow me to stream VR a bit more often, probably. We'll have to see. I guess I should mention, too, there's the Steam controller. People swear by these little pads, these, that are on the Steam Deck. I've never used them. I don't know how they feel. Apparently the first Steam controller was, like, kind of mid. It looks good. It looks a bit like a fucking Dreamcast controller. Do I have one available? Do I have one over here? Or is it in the... It's probably over there. It looks a bit like a Dreamcast controller to me. With the big, like... You know... Very low... Like, it's got the fucking saggy balls. Can I just get a... Yeah. Like, all of this. But apparently it's a good controller. All the new tech they've put into their controllers is here. It connects and runs well, runs with everything, whatever, yada, yada, yada. This also works both with the Steam Machine and the Steam Frame. Great, whatever, cool. This I might not bother with. I mean, right now I use a used, like, a Pro controller from the Switch 1 that I've had since launch. It has, like, teeth marks in it and shit like that, but it still works for the most part. I kind of have been looking for just a dedicated controller to use for the PC. And maybe this might be that. If it's priced well. It's got gyro, it's got rumble, it's got good sticks. So I consider it. I just don't know about these weird pads. The mouse pads. People swear by them. Apparently people say they're pretty good. But I'm just like, I don't know. It doesn't... Trackpads. I'd have to try them. They just don't look like they'd be appealing to me. You know what I mean? They don't look appealing. But people say they're good. But yeah, it runs with anything. So anything that you run Steam, it works. Steam's fine. And if I need a dedicated controller for PC, for Steam and shit, then this might be it, I guess. And good battery life. Although battery life is reduced with the Steam Frame because it has to, like, track it. So apparently use it a little bit more or whatever. A real gamer's controller. Anyways, I had to talk about this because I've been talking about, you know, rumors about Steam for ages. And of course, we know the old quote from Gabe recently, actually, about how there's a lot of opportunities in the industry right now and how they want to release new games. They usually release games to sell products. And all the rumors about Half-Life X. They haven't announced the price for this yet, but they probably will. And I'm assuming once they do that, when they get more information, they're probably going to announce a game that will launch alongside these. And that game will probably be Half-Life X, which is... New Half-Life? Is it Half-Life 3? No, it's Half-Life X. Is it Half-Life 3? No, it's... Maybe. Unless they happen to have somehow, all the dev logs and the fucking coding that we see in the source engine actually is talking about a completely different game. HLX, codename, actually is talking about, like, I don't know, fucking Portal 3, Ricochet 2. But yeah, we'll see. So I had to show it off because it's, you know, it's the big news. There's this. I guess the other big news I should talk about very, very quickly. Not that I'm a fucking news. Mario Galaxy 2 trailer. We got news. Rosalina's playing by Lady, and fucking Bowser Jr. is played by Man, and it looks all right. All right, that's enough. That's all I have to say. Nothing more. Was that a learning experience for you? Okay, beautiful. Now let's actually, you know, 30 minutes into the stream, let's actually get to the game.